And with that, we say a very big welcome to you. Thank you so much for joining us on another interesting and exciting edition of the Medley Show. You already know it is your midday energy, and my name is Tochi. So today is going to be, as always, another fantastic run for the next 1 hour. We're going to be making magic on set today. And I'm excited because I have such exciting guests, such interesting guests. So you're wondering, what are we going to be talking about today? Have you ever gone for an event and you're hearing a lot of noise from backstage, or it's slated for 7 p.m. and it's 10 p.m. The headline star is not even there. I mean, the event has not even started. Or there are so many things going up and down about the event, and you're wondering, did I really pay money for this event? Yeah, so we're going to be talking Showbiz organization in Nigeria. Is it a slate or is it no? Like, how do we go? How does it go topsy-turvy all the time? How does it go from something you're so excited to attend to something you're wondering, what the hell just happened? I mean, it's not like we don't have great events in Nigeria, but we just want to know the ones that go upside down, what happens, and how best can we have a great event when it comes to showbiz in Nigeria and, of course, in Africa. Again, my name is Tochi. We will be delving into that shortly. But first of all, let's go straight into the world of entertainment and find out what's buzzing on the internet. Yemi is up next with BuzzFeed. The Medley Show.
This week on BuzzFeed, Nollywood screen icon Genevieve Naji turns heads in a black dress as she marks her birthday. She was treated to a surprise treat by friends. The star actress, who is known for her timeless beauty and grace, shared moments of this surprise on her social media page, confidently flaunting her trim figure and youthful energy.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Jen, you can't sing.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Supermodel Gigi Hadid marks her 30th birthday bash by going on Instagram officially with actor Bradley Cooper. She posted a photo of her sharing a kiss with him. Bradley and Gigi, a private couple, have been linked since 2023. Gigi opened up about her relationship with Bradley in March, telling Vogue that they met at a child's birthday party of a mutual friend. Gigi has, however, described their relationship as very romantic and happy.
Call me, no matter where you are, no matter how far. Don't worry, baby, just call my name. I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry, 'cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough.
The biggest names in entertainment gathered at this year's Met Gala, the fashion industry's biggest night of the year. This year's theme is Tailoring Black Style, with the event honoring and exploring the fashion narrative and history of the black dandy, the first since 2003 to focus exclusively on menswear.
Dictionary definition of dandyism is somebody who studies above all else to dress elegantly and fashionably. When the dandy is black, we get to see the dandy as a figure that really encapsulates a kind of matrix of identity: race, gender, class.
This year's co-chairs are Coleman Domingo, Lewis Hamilton, A$AP Rocky, Pharrell Williams, and of course Vogue editor-in-chief Anna Wintour. Pop star Rihanna revealed jaw-dropping couture by proving pregnancy is no barrier to style as she's expecting baby number 3. Some Nigerian celebrities also graced the gala. The trial of Sean Diddy Combs started on Monday in the United States with court proceedings and a jury selection process. Charges against him include racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Diddy also faces dozens of civil lawsuits from individuals who accuse him of using his power to drug, assault, rape, intimidate, and silence people. Diddy has pleaded not guilty to all 5 charges, and his legal team said in a statement last month that his accusers were former long-term girlfriends who were involved in consensual relationships. If convicted, he could face life in prison.
Okay, that was BuzzFeed, Met Gala. That was something, right? I mean, we just gather and showcase fashion in different forms following a particular theme. It was so, so, so beautiful to see. And by the way, congratulations to Rihanna on baby number 3. Yes, that you're preggy doesn't mean you don't get to shut down when it comes to fashion as well. Anyway, this is still the Medley Show. And of course, we are talking Showbiz organization in Nigeria. I did tell you how excited I was about my guest. I will introduce them to you in a bit before we get to, of course, give you a feature that will set the tone for the conversation. But I do want you to meet my guest first. Starting up on the list is someone who is popularly known as Mr. Sound. He is Emmanuel Chibunam Ohabuike. He's a music executive and the creative visionary behind a lot of electrifying entertainment experiences in Nigeria. Emmanuel, welcome to the show. Or should I just stick to Mr. Sound?
Any which.
Okay. So next up, I have another, it's an Emmanuel Square thing in the studio today. So my next guest also is Emmanuel Chinedu Okechukwu. He's a media and event consultant and the CEO of O4 Entertainment. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
And joining us all the way from Lagos via Zoom, we have Shola Oyebade. He is the founder of Fashion Finest Africa. He's also known as AKA Mr. Mahogany. Mr. Shola, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Welcome to the Medley Show. It's so good to have you. I'm excited to have you join us today.
Good to be here.
Okay. So, Emmanuel, it looks like you're the only person that doesn't have an AKA. What's your What's your AKA?
Okay, that's actually surprising because that's a more popular name than my real name.
Which is?
Juice.
Juice.
Yes.
Like juice.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to be sticking to all the AKAs. So when I say Mr. Mahogany, of course, Mr. Shola, you know I'm referring to Mr. You're the only person that bears the name. And then we have Mr. Sound and Juice, right? Okay, so you all welcome to the Medley Show. I'm blessed among men today because we're talking showbiz. Does it mean women don't get into showbiz organization?
We have a
Or you
of
guys
them.
just dominate the area and you don't leave any room for us? Anyway, that's not the conversation today. So let's get into it. I'm going to start with you, Mr. Shola. So, or Mr. Mahogany. I'm going to start with you. What makes for you've been in this business for over 4 decades. So I'm going to ask because I feel like you will know, right? What makes for a great, impressive, nicely organized showbiz event?
Well, the first thing is you've got to plan properly. If you don't plan, you're planning to fail. It's as simple as that. Okay. So you've got to have the right people around you that can put the event together. They've got to be experts in their area, whether it's light or sound, have a.
Oh, yeah. And the network has hit us. Okay, so we'll get back to Mr. Mahogany, but let me talk to you, Emmanuel. I say Mr. Sound.
Mr. Sound.
Okay, so Mr. Sound, talk to us. What makes for a good event?
Like Mr. Mahogany was saying.
I love that name.
Yeah, I love the name too, but I'll not inherit it. I'll just stick to Mr. Sound. Like he was saying, there's a lot behind a good show. A good event. There's always a figurehead like the Mr. Sound, but in other words, underneath there are a lot of people that are the brain work behind the main event coming out to pop out well. And it takes a lot, and without a proper planning, you don't expect to have a good show. Yeah.
Okay. So, Mr. Mahogany, are you back? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I was back.
Welcome back. Sorry
wasn't
for the
aware that you
internet
couldn't hear me.
drama, but let's get back to the points you were trying to make.
Yeah, so what I was saying is that you've got to plan every aspect of the event, everything. You've got to be very precise. It's a bit like going to.
The internet. Oh, don't play with me today. Okay, so
Plays
Mr.
the right
Juice,
technical- Have I gone
Okay,
again?
so he's back. Okay, so go ahead.
It seems that others can hear me. You keep going in and out. So it's about planning. That's what it's all about. Having the right people, like we as a production company, lots of event planners bring us in to handle the production side of things. That's the lights, the script.
All right. Before we get him back online. Mr. Juice, you want to chip in a little bit?
Okay, just like Mr. Mahogany and Mr. Sound has rightly said, events actually has a lot of components in it. Just like handling projects, there are so many things attached to it.
Bear in mind, we're talking showbiz here.
Yes,
not
ma'am.
just a wedding. Those ones are events, not wedding and all the kind of stuff. We're talking showbiz, like
Yeah.
music concerts, fashion runway shows, the likes of Lagos Fashion Week and the kind, GTCO, Food and Drinks Festival, all those kind of things. That's what I want to talk about.
Yes.
Yeah, so go ahead.
So just like that, just like you rightly said, showbiz actually, it comes in a different line. For example, we have different events, like you said, the Met Gala, different things. A lot of components come to play. We are looking at sponsorships, we're looking at marketing, we're looking at PR, we're looking at the event
Venue.
itself proper, the venue itself. We're looking at
Promotion.
weather, promotion, different things, different components come to play to make the event a success. And just like he said, with the right planning, structured planning, you might not get it 100%, but with good planning, you can hit 80, 90. And it comes with a lot of
So
teamwork.
it's never
You
100%.
can't. That's one thing with tempo in events. You can't get it 100.
Okay, so we're going to get back into this conversation, but let's take a quick break now and bring you our first feature for today. This is just a backgrounder into event organization, showbiz organization, and common mistakes that we see happen. We'll be right back. The Medley Show.
Entertainment events, award shows, concerts, they dazzle, they inspire, but sometimes they disappoint. Behind the glamour, a lot can go wrong, and often does. Let's take a look at some of the common hiccups that have rocked showbiz events, with examples right here in Nigeria. First up, technical failures. From dead microphones to flickering lights, they can kill the vibe in seconds. Remember the 2016 headies? Sound issues left performers and audiences visibly frustrated. And in this digital age, poor live streams are the new party crashes. The 2020 Big Brother Naija finale, for instance, had fans venting online over a lag stream on DSTV Now. Then there's the age-old problem, delays or African time. Many Nigerian shows start late, with the AMVCAs often getting criticized for stretching the audience patience. Wardrobe malfunctions? They make headlines. At the 2018 AMVCAs, a stylish mishap had everyone talking for the wrong reason. Even announcing winners can go wrong. The 2015 Headies Next Rated Award sparked confusion and a full-blown beef between Olamide and Don Jazzy.
Egbon Olamide, if you want the car, come and collect it. God bless you.
Security breaches are another headache. Early editions of Celebration saw rowdy crowds force temporary halts, a reminder that fun must be safe. And when artists don't show up on time, or at all, the audience pays the price. Burna Boy's late appearance at a 2022 Lagos concert drew serious backlash. Everybody ate breakfast. In the end, the show must go on. But to get it right, organizers need solid planning, rehearsals, and most importantly, backup plans. Because in showbiz, anything and everything can happen, and it often does.
Thank you so much, Semben. Of course, mishaps like that often happen, but we want to talk about how we can make it better so that we don't leave an event regretting why we even bothered to go in the first place. So again, we're still talking Showbiz organization in Nigeria and of course across Africa. And I have Emmanuel Square, who Mr. Juice and Mr. Sound, and of course I have Mr. Shola Oyebade online, Mr. Mahogany. Mr. Shola, are you still with me?
I'm definitely still with you.
Okay, so did you see that video? Did you see? That's just a short list. Like we didn't want to keep
There's
reading
many
out.
more out
Yeah,
there.
but I want to ask, what's the wildest or most ridiculous thing that has happened at a show you attended, or maybe one that you organized?
I think it has to be that I've attended, not that I've organized.
You sure?
I'm going to say it as it is. If you look at my shows, you look at GT Co, you look at all those events that we organize, we start on time. We are very professional. We're one of the best production companies out there. But part of the problems, and they said it in the piece, is that a lot of people will not come for rehearsals. And that is always the biggest problem, from presenters that do things at their headies to the artists that sing at events. That's the issue. I think the worst that I've ever happened or that I've seen has been at a number of, particularly the music shows. I'm not going to mention all of them, and the award ceremony. I think award ceremonies are the worst, which is artists don't show up.
Yes.
They call the wrong person. They give out the wrong awards. The award recipients are outside taking pictures. All those sort of things are the things that lead to a very poorly planned event.
Okay. So, Mr. Sound, tell me about, Mr. Shola said that he hasn't organized anyone that's had drama. I would agree because, of course, I don't have any proof to that, but I will agree. But let me ask you this now. Can you tell me about a moment, maybe an event you organized that almost fell apart and how you were able to pull off a miracle?
Okay.
Because these things happen.
Yeah, it does.
No matter how perfect we try to make them, they still happen.
It does. The truth is, if you're planning an event, whether it's your first time or your second time or your third time, like Mr. Bahogani,
yeah,
I appreciate the fact that you haven't had glitches when it comes to
that's some professionalism.
Yeah, that's a lot, but I'm not going to lie to you, I have. My first, to be honest, my first
I
event,
have a couple of them as well.
Honestly, my first event, it was something else. Everything well planned, everything well structured. But when we started, the generator for that event center went off. Imagine a lot of people being there, no lights, no sound.
And you are Mr. Sound. So what miracle did Mr. Sound perform?
Now you said something that I like, having a plan B. And I thank God for the kind of great team I have that we knew it. We read the signs and we're like, okay, let's just have a plan B. We had this generator and these people promised us to give us this generator, service it and everything. And they were just giving us this story of, it's fine. We even came for setup and everything was perfect. The guy first took the key to the generator house home. We called, we couldn't get him. Now, I just told my guys, go and get what they call it, the sub generator. And immediately we had everything popping and everything worked fine and all. But the main thing about it is
but we had to wait in the dark.
That's
sweating
the thing.
maybe.
Yes, but the sweet thing about it is that whenever you plan an event, it makes you organize yourself for the better one. So we realize that now we are not putting our hopes on anybody this time. We are having our own thing to our own self. So I just feel like for every event, it's not easy, especially for the planning aspect, for also the organization. Or you do your own, but like they say, God, is it man proposed, but God yes, God has his own way of doing his own thing. So we all do our own work, but
let's not drag God into our mistakes.
Let's not drag. No, yes, let's not drag God into our mistake.
Okay, so let me ask you, Jude. Have you? One key word everyone has mentioned is planning. You have to plan. So let's assume you have planned. You have a checklist, and you are so sure everything was going to pan out well. I mean, everyone is on point. But then you have an artist, maybe your lead artist, or a vendor who disappears right before showtime, and you cannot reach the person. How do you handle such a situation?
Well, just like he said, I've had a couple of challenges, but at this particular one of not showing up, I've not really had that. But what I can say, just like they said, Plan B, before your event comes up, like for example, in 2 days or 3 days, I'll be having a video shoot for my next event. Today, I'll be going there to the venue to check everything, to tell my venue manager where we're putting the chairs, the tables. This is just a video shoot to promote an event, okay? We're going there to set the chairs, how we are coming in. I'm playing everything in my head, how it's going to go around.
It's all part of the planning.
Yes.
So let me use this your own now as an example. So you've gone there, you've set up the chairs, you've planned, this is how you're walking in, this is da 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 da. And then, you know, you have your models, blah, blah, blah. And then on that day, you're all set to walk in, and your model is a no-show for this shoot.
We have to use what we have, the model we have on ground.
So the camera person suddenly becomes the model.
No, we have extras.
Okay.
We have extras. That is the Plan B.
Okay. So I want to talk to Mr. Mahogany. Like, you said you have not had hiccups, you planned, blah, 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 blah. But everyone, even like we mentioned, the head is AMVC has drama. Every event has. Maybe you have a way of concealing yours. But I want to talk about the issue of African time. Or let me even leave African time. Let me ask you the same question that I did ask him now. So your headliner is Burna Boy, for instance, and you've planned the whole event, and all of a sudden, 10 minutes to his show, to showtime, Burna Boy is a no-show. 2 hours, he's still a no-show. How long are you going to stall your audience and still make them enjoy that event?
Well, I mean, I think these things do happen, but it's also about relationship. It's also about how you manage the situation. Like for us now, we have artist managers within our team, and their sole job is to harass the artists, the artists themselves, their manager, and the artists to get there on time. Like in December, we had the big three perform at a corporate Christmas party. So you can imagine what it's like, all three of them one night. But we harass them from daytime all the way till nighttime. So if we have a call time of 2 o'clock or 2 a.m., from 11, we're already calling them, where are you, when are you getting there? And one of the other things we try and insist on with our clients is that they give them accommodation in the venue itself, if that is possible. So we try and put as many strategies into place to mitigate these sort of things of them not showing up. It does happen if something just is beyond their control, then there's nothing we can do about that. And then you have to go to Plan B. You have to try and see what you can do with your client, and you have to manage it with your audience, because if you don't manage it with the audience, they can go very crazy. They can get extremely upset. But we've learned, I mean, having been in this business for over 40 years, and worked around the world. I've seen how they do it abroad. Don't think abroad they don't have problems getting artists to the venue on time.
I'm very sure they do, yeah.
They do. They have them as well. But it's about how you manage the situation. Do you have a great green room? Have you got hotel accommodation from them? Do you have a watertight contract with them? All of these, and what's their relationship with the person that is producing the show? Because if you look at certain producers, they don't have problems with artists showing up. Then there's others that they have the problem every single time. So there's so much things that you have to put into place to make sure it works properly.
Okay. So that means I'm getting a bit of an admission there. So if you reference abroad shows to also have issues, that means yours also has issues. You just have a good way of managing it, right? So that we don't know.
I think that's the way of putting it. It's not that we want. No, it's not that. No, there's an issue. I think there's a definition of issue. There's an issue of show is meant to start at 7 o'clock and you start at 9. That's an issue.
That's a big issue.
But in my show, that's a very big issue. I don't have those issues. If you have an issue of the artist not showing up at all or being 1 hour late, there are two different types of issues. Because, for instance, now I'm never going to say, right, I'm going to have Burna Boy, for example, that's going to come on at 2 o'clock. All I'm saying is Burna Boy is coming. So long as I get him to come.
The time doesn't matter.
I'm okay. No, it matters if my event is meant to start at 7 o'clock and it starts at 7 o'clock. Time is okay because I started on time.
Right.
What I'm saying is that I would not tell the audience that Burna Boy is going to perform at 11 p.m.
Right. So that's
I'm
a smart
saying
way
to
to
them,
handle
Burna
that.
Boy is performing tonight. So it's about how you handle situations.
Okay. Okay, I get that. That's smart. That's smart. But sometimes when it's not stated that the show is going to be an all-nighter, and then we've had all the other artists perform, we're still waiting for Burna Boy, and it's 4 a.m. in the morning. You told me he's going to perform. I'm still waiting for him. But it's 4 a.m. in the morning. Some people could leave before he even shows up at all. But that's understandable. Let's talk about how you handle, how do you handle your, not guests, your performers, or how do you deal with vendors? Which one is more difficult to deal with, the vendors or the sponsors?
To be honest, the more difficult ones is the sponsors.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. So how
And
so?
why I say so is because the vendors most of the times are always cooperative. Yeah, sometimes, not every time. They're always cooperative. But the sponsors, you have to follow them up and follow them up and follow them up.
Right.
Sometimes it can be very stressful because they can just give you a date, okay, at so time, 2 weeks before the event, we'll pull up. Don't worry, everything is okay and all. And 2 weeks before the event, the next thing you're hearing is, oh, we are sorry, we want to pull out this, that. And sometimes at the end of the day, he knows. Sometimes at the end of the day, you as a showbiz promoter or as an event host, you have to start using your own funds to start covering up for those spaces that the sponsor was supposed to, take care
Maybe
of.
I should have added artists in that mix. Artists, vendors, sponsors. Like,
Artists,
yeah.
To be
Because
honest,
artists could be a bit hard too.
like he said, Mr. Mahogany said, it's all about communication. Like he said, there's also an artist manager. All he does is to manage the artist, the timing, and all that. I feel for them, I feel for artists, I don't think it's a big deal. But the sponsors, yes.
Okay.
The sponsors, for me, the sponsors are like a major-ish.
Okay. So I have a very, very interesting question for you.
Okay.
I'm being told we need to take a quick break now and we had a quick chat with a Ghanaian blogger who's been to almost all the showbiz events around the world you can think of. And here is what he had to say about showbiz organization in Nigeria and, of course, across Africa. The Medley Show.
I think events in Africa have come of age. I mean, over the years, I've been to a number of events across the continent and on different magnitude and scale. And there's been some really well put together events, and unfortunately, there have been also some really badly put together events. I think when it comes to what I would take away in terms of minuses for events in Africa, usually is the issue with timing. They don't start on time, and then when they start, there is almost like no care for time. It's not well scripted so that we know we are starting at this period and we are closing at this period, and everything is within the production schedule or time. So those have been some of the major issues I've had comparing events on the continent to the rest of the world. To be honest, when it comes to South Africa, the production is usually tighter, and it's really, really standard. And even if they move their knowledge and expertise to other parts of the continent, you get that feeling that they are doing it right. But yes, in general, that's what I would say. I think the AMVCAs have, over the years, lived up because it's run by a TV station network, and they put it into their schedule. They're able to say we start at this time, and then they start recapping at what time they say they will, and then they eventually go into it, and that has been quite smooth. Sometimes, if you are attending in person, it's a little bit more stressful because of the plenty walking, and the number of people that come in can be a little bit overwhelming. I've also enjoyed some past MTV Mama Awards, MTV African Music Awards. They've been well put together. And perhaps also I see the Africa Now, which is the Global Citizen Concert event being put together for Africa. It's also being well put together. I was at the one in Lagos, and when the actual production started, it was lovely. They had put it together quite well, and I've been watching what they've been doing in Rwanda. So it's something that I'm keeping my eye on. And yes, there are a lot of others there, but probably this is what I can remember and mention. Well, I think event producers should have the mindset of giving that experience to the audience. So you don't want to let them wait for too long before you start. It brings in fatigue. And when the show starts, you want it to run in a way, even if you're producing for TV, the audience should watch it and not feel like they are lost in space or some way, somehow. These are some of the things that take away the experience for me when I go to events. A lot of people would rather look at the number of people who turned out, but for me, I usually look at the experience that I'm taking with me when I'm leaving the event. Am I happy? Was there ordered? Was there a nice flow to the event? Was there rises and falls? Was it well planned, well scripted? And I think scripting is an issue when it comes to us. Sometimes we even let the MCs have a field day. They are talking about their family, everybody, every rubbish that they see. Whereas the events like Grammys, like Emmy, Oscars, they have scripted and the people are going according to the script. They may sway off a little while, once in a while, but the bigger chunk of it is coordinated, it's planned, and is well executed. And I think that's what I'm hoping to see on the planet. And like I said, South Africans have been doing well. Nigerians have been trying. Ghanaians, we have our way. We're also in there. But altogether, I think people should. I mean, we've gotten to a point where there's way too many examples to look at. Even if you're not working on the backstage of any of these events, you can watch the final output, and you must appreciate and want to do the same. So Africans, now we don't have an excuse. The world is watching, and let's live up.
Okay, that was Mayor Deborah, a Ghanaian blogger. Okay, so one thing he said, I don't want to agree, but I'm also going to ask you all. He said South Africans, they have it tight. Nigerians are tight. Abeg, do we agree? Mr. Mahogany, did that look like a diss to you? He said Nigerians were trying, and you have 4 decades experience of planning events that we've not seen mishaps in. So what are you going to say to our mayor?
I'm not going to say it's a diss. He's speaking in general terms.
Right.
So if he's saying if there's 10 South African events and 10 Nigerian events, it is more likely 6 South African events will be well produced and maybe 4 Nigerian events might be well produced.
So
I think that's what he's trying to say.
Okay.
So I don't see it as a diss. You've also got to remember that in South Africa, they have many more years experience than us. They have a lot of white expertise. They have Hollywood that comes there to do a lot of filming. So they've learned a lot and learned quickly. They also have the technical and the financial experience. Nigeria were playing catch up, but we catch up very fast. That's the lovely thing I love about Nigeria. Give us another 3 to 5 years and everybody will be saying Nigeria is the go-to place. I don't believe that there's anything that they do in South Africa that we cannot do here in Nigeria, and we cannot do it better.
Okay, not like South Africa is now going to be the benchmark for how we rate how good our events are, whether it's good or bad. But anyway, I'm just going to open our phone lines now. The number to send your messages to 090138989550. So send us your messages. You can share your experiences of the worst showbiz event you've attended, or maybe what you think we're doing right or not doing right in the organization or planning of our showbiz event. So one thing that Amayo mentioned a lot, and we've also established that a lot, is timing, African time. That is a big issue. And like Mr. Mahogany said, if you say you're starting 7, you're starting 7, you started on time. But there was a point he made. If you say you're starting 7, is it 7 till infinity? Because if I'm coming for a show and it's not established that it's an all-night, and it's an all-night event, and you start 7 because you said you're starting 7, but then there is no proper plan, no scripting as to 7 to what time. How do we handle this African time issue? I'm going to ask you that, Juice.
Okay, the African time thing is two ways, all right, for the producers or event organizers and also the attendees. Because I remember last year, last 2 years, Davido had a concert in Abuja.
Right.
As at 7 p.m., Eagle Square was still scanty in a way. He had to even tweet, what is happening?
And yeah, because we know that if we show there at 7 p.m., he may not be out at 11 p.m., which is a standard experience. So you don't blame them.
So then the producers have set the stage, the sound, everything was okay. The attendees, the Abuja Gen Zs and all the rest.
We take our time.
Exactly. So when it comes to timing, it's a two-way thing. We are now so conditioned to believe everything is African time.
African time, yes.
Whereas we're actually moving on. We are actually progressing, thinking of how to do things better and excellently. Yeah. So right now, just have the sense, if you put 7 p.m., it's going to be 10 p.m. But then, as an organizer, I have to make sure we make things start up by that time. I don't know if I get you right or answered you right.
Yeah, you're saying it's a two-way thing.
Yes.
It's either sometimes the fault of the audience, and sometimes it's the fault of the organizers.
Yes.
I agree, but if you ask me, the audience are acting off of past experiences. Yeah. I'll give you an example. The Burna Boy show that was referenced in our earlier report, it caused a lot of controversy online because the show was to start at about 7 p.m. First, there was a lot of security issues. There was a lot of parking issues, like it wasn't organized. And eventually, when the show started, till about 3 a.m., they were still asking, where is Burna Boy? And then when he came out, everyone was expecting maybe a reason why it was this. And he insulted everyone. And as Nigerians that we are, we shall still stay there, vibes to the music, and we left, but with a sour taste in our mouth, you understand? So the next time Burna Boy has a show, you don't expect me to be there at 7 p.m. Do you understand? So if you say it's a two-way thing, I agree with you, but it could also be off of an experience of previous events they've attended. So,
but I think that's...
Okay, go ahead.
I think that's easily managed. You see, what they do abroad in particular is that you have opening acts. So you start at 7, you have opening acts that build it up, and you know that he's going to come on at about 11. The crowd's already been warmed up, people start attending, and you have a good opening act. So like if you watch Beyonce, she's not going to put any unknown. She puts as her opening act, she's going to put somewhere that is already starting to make an impact in the music industry so that when they open up the show, people want to come to see them. And that's sometimes one of the things that when they have solo concerts, they don't always do, but they have started doing it now. If you watch Dirty December last year, we did not have as many of those issues. If you watch Rema's concert, he started on time. So people are trying to change the narrative because they're getting a lot of foreign investment, they're getting a lot of foreign attention on them.
Which is
good.
And
they've got to look good in their home country.
Yeah, which is good because in Nigeria, we also have opening acts, but I just referenced that because you have 10 opening acts. Are your opening acts going to perform from 9 p.m. till 3 a.m. and we still have not seen the headliner? That's just the point I'm trying to make, right? But since you mentioned that, Mr. Shola, I'm going to ask you this. Is it a question, when it comes to production of these events, is it a question of money or it's a question of poor technical know-how? Because why would you set up an event and, like you mentioned, they're getting a lot of foreign investors. And just like Ameo mentioned, it's not just about, if you play the music, I'm going to enjoy it, but the experience that I'm taking away from that event. So is it a question of money, poor planning, or lack of technical know-how?
For some shows, it could actually be a combination of all three. You know, it's very important in the first thing that you choose the right technical team that can manage.
Okay. Okay, I think we have a lot of sound glitch again, internet glitch. So let me ask you, what is, Mr. Sound, what is harder to manage? Is this sound, lighting, or stage? Which one is harder to manage?
Which one is harder?
Yes, when it comes to setting up this thing, because that is where sometimes we see most of these issues.
Okay, I feel it's the sound, because, like, let me take, for example, Burna Boy's issue. Not in his defense, but if you really look at the situation that he had technical issues, it was so bad that he almost went back home.
Right.
He almost went back home. And for an artist, what gives them that vibe is the sound. And just imagine the sound is poor. Now, you don't expect the artist to go up, because he expects that Nigerians, you guys should. Most of the times we hate this thing, but it's just the truth. We need to grow up and understand that we learn. If we are trying to build up a good show, let's understand that this artist, he's a big boy. Everybody knows him. So Burna Boy coming for your event, and the next thing, your sound is not proper. You know, he's bringing his full team. He doesn't just go and do this playback with a DJ. He comes with his full team to play.
Right.
And the sound is bad. You don't expect him to go up.
Okay. So you're saying
me,
it's
the
possible
sound,
the
yes.
reason he came out at 3 a.m. was because of
Not
sound
it's
issues?
possible, it was the sound.
It was the
issue.
sound, but
Yes.
all the opening acts, the sound did not disturb them.
No,
Anyway,
no,
we're going to get back to
no.
that. Okay, let's take a quick break now. I'll bring you top 3 anything. When we return, of course, we'll get we'll continue the conversation, and of course, Mr. Shola will get to finish up what he was saying. Just top 3 anything up next. The Medley Show.
Planning for most events can be quite complex.
And the American Music Award goes to...
From setting a budget, choosing venue and date for awards, designing awards, managing logistics, and ensuring a smooth experience for all attendees. Here are 3 events that stand out from so many.
Whoa. My heart is beating so fast. I'm so sorry.
The Grammy Awards are produced by the Recording Academy, a non-profit professional association representing the music industry. According to the Grammy's official website, the trophy cost about $800 to make. That is including both the labor cost and the materials needed. Grammys are not made of gold, but they are declared to be made of Grammys. This is a secret zinc alloy, then plated in 24-karat gold. The first ever Grammy Awards ceremony was held on May 4, 1959 in both Los Angeles and New York City.
Hello, Grammy. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna tell you about one of the many men. Name is irrelevant, height is irrelevant. He was a 1 out of 10. I wish that I knew it then. I'm still recovering. Oh, truly invulnerable. I love a sentiment.
But what I'm trying to say is, you know, it's not about boycotting anything. It's just we want opportunity. We want the black actors to get the same opportunities as white actors. That's it. That's it, you know?
The Oscars continue to award artistic and technical merit in film. The first ever Academy Award ceremony, later known as the Oscars, took place on May 16, 1929, and about 270 people attended the private dinner. Today, the Dolby Theatre, where the Oscars are held, has a seating capacity of 3,300. A significant portion of these seats are reserved for Academy members, nominees, presenters, and their guests. Approximately half of the attendees are connected to nominees or award presenters, and the other half are Academy members. The prized orchestral level seating at the Dolby will be taken by A-list stars, largely because those most likely to win awards need to be able to make it to the stage without delay. The ceremonies could last up to 3 hours with all the commercial breaks.
I'm off the deep end, watch as I dive in. I'll never leave the ground. Crash through the surface where they can't hurt us.
Africa Magic Viewers' Choice Award, AMVCA, is an annual accolade presented by MultiChoice, recognizing outstanding achievement in television and film.
Stands for Rattlesnake. Yeah, on our
According to reports, over 9 billion naira has been invested in the production of the AMVCA, including awards, training, and talent development initiatives. More than 27,000 jobs have been created as a result of the event. The AMVCA has built a legacy of excellence year after year, from a world-class stage design to glamorous red carpet experiences. Every aspect of the AMVCA is marked by intention and execution.
My management is here, might as well thank them as well. Olufemi Oguntamo, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being a support system. I'm thankful for great family, great friends, and also to the organizers of the award, MultiChoice. Despite the multitude of choices, they nominated me twice for a category.
Welcome back. This is still the Medley Show. This is the concluding moments of the show. But just to let you know before we proceed that the mass for the conclave has just been concluded and the process is ongoing. But do know that if you stick to the network service of the NTA, we will bring you highlights of that proceedings shortly. But let's continue on the Medley Show, where we are discussing Showbiz organization in Nigeria and, of course, Africa. And I am still here with Emmanuel Square and Mr. Mahogany, who is joining us all the way from Lagos. So, Mr. Shola, I would like you to, take a few minutes to conclude on the points you were making on some of what causes the likely flaws. Is it in producing these shows? Is it a question of lack of money, technical know-how?
I think it's, first and foremost, it's employing the right type of producers that have the experience of doing this. Secondly, it is definitely a situation of technical know-how. I mean, I think I heard my colleagues talk about the Burna Boy one, and that was definitely a technical issue. They did not have the right technical equipment, and I wouldn't go on stage if I was Burna Boy as well. So I know everybody blamed Burna, but it's his art.
Burna didn't help. He didn't help. But go ahead. Well, let's not talk about that today.
There was a lot that happened there behind the scenes. And then money. Some people want to do bigger than themselves. Do you understand? And they don't have the money to do it. You've got to be realistic about what you can afford to do and what you wish to do. There's two differences between I wish to do it, but can I afford to do it?
To do it. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So it's a question of both. We can't hang it on just one. It's a question of both. But while we were watching that feature, you said something. I mean, we're not just like bringing you. Let me put it this way. It shows that we aspire to get to that level of production. And you were saying, we don't take sound check seriously, and that's why we never get it right. Talk to me about that.
But it's just the painful truth.
How do we not take sound check? Is it the producers or the artists who doesn't take sound check seriously?
I feel it's not even just the producers or the artists. Yes, the producers. Like Mr. Jew said something initially. He said most of the times we event promoters and planners, all we just do is we go after the numbers. And we don't, the technical know-how, like Mr. Mahogany said, is really poor. It's really poor. So the technical know-how should be really taken care of, like us making sure that the sound, the lights, the stage, everything is on check. The microphones. You'll be surprised that as something as small as a microphone, you'll be hearing the woom, 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 woom sounds.
Okay.
Which.
All right. I want to take a few messages, but I quickly wanted to say something there because you were also saying things when we're on that break. Yeah, I wanted to say something to that before we...
Okay. About the sound check thingy, we had an experience last time. You said is it the artists or the promoters or the producers?
Who doesn't take it seriously?
Doesn't take it
because
seriously.
if you look at the just concluded headies, I mean, we were shouting on them. Why are you taking the headies to the US? Okay, now they brought it to Nigeria, and they were wondering, why didn't you just keep it in the US? Because, I mean...
Okay, now, for the sound check issue, it depends also on the capacity of the organizers. Sometimes organizers don't have this sense of branding, in the sense that these are little details that matter. They just set the time, it's 6 p.m. By 4 p.m., let's start setting stage, lights, and everything. I will give an instance shortly about my event last year, Xmas Eve Fiesta. We booked MIA from Sound City, Lagos. She's supposed to be the hype queen for the event. Now, we put in our schedule, we gave to her, we said, your flight is 12 p.m., you'll be in Abuja 1 p.m. By 2, as you're landing, get into your hotel, 2 p.m., you come and do your sound check and everything.
But she was a no-show.
No. She actually landed. We did the whole media PR to her hotel and everything. But then our sound check guy, our vendor for the stage and everything, we are just landing by 2 p.m., setting up. So we had to just scrap out the sound check thingy.
And then when things like that happen,
it actually
you end up
affected us that night. While the event was going on, the mic stopped working.
Okay, so we really have to go. So what I'm getting is everybody is part of the mix that makes it work, whether it's the producers, the vendor, the sponsors, the organizers. We all have a part to play.
Organizers, sometimes the artists.
Well, while we'll continue having this conversation, I hope that very soon we'll get to have like good shows like the ones that we've seen. Well, thank you to Mr. Sound, thank you to Juice, and of course a very big thank you to Mr. Mahogany for joining us all the way from Lagos and giving us some insight from your 4 decades in showbiz organization. Thank you so much. And thank you also to our viewers. We had a great time today, right? Yeah, but we will be back here next week to bring you something more insightful and okay, we will bring you something more interesting and exciting next. But do stick around to NTA. We will bring you the highlights of what's going on at the conclave. Do take care for now.